We'll start with a small kirtan, Prabhuji. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Please. Meanwhile, we wait.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Please start Kirtan, Prabhuji. Will you be singing? Or
Yeah, I'm just filling up the presentation, Prabhuji.
yes, Prabhuji.
1 second. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Ravi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Vivek Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay.
We'll sing Radha Krishna Pranam order.
Yes.
One second, Prabhuji. Just 1 minute. Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore जीवने मराने गति आरो नाही मोरा जीवने मराने गति आरो नाही मोरा Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishore Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati आरो नाही मोरा जीवने मराने गति आरो नाही मोरा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर कालिंदीर कूले केली कदम्बेर बाना कालिंदीर कूले केली कदम्बेर बाना रतना बेबीरा उपारा बोसा बोदुई जाना रतना बेबीरा उपारा बोसा बोदुई जाना राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर श्याम गौरी अंगे दिवो चंदने रगंधा श्याम गौरी अंगे दिवो चंदने रगंधा चमरा दुलाभो कबे हेरी मुख चंद्रा चमरा दुलाभो कबे हेरी मुख चंद्रा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर गतियामला तिर्मला दिवोदोहर गाने गतियामला तिर्मला दिवोदोहर गाने अधरे तुलिया दिवो कर्पूरा तंबूले अधरे तुलिया दिवो कर्पूरा तंबूले राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर ललिता विशाखादि जत सखी वृंदा ललिता विशाखादि जत सखी वृंदा अज्ञाया करिबो सेवा चरनार वृंदा अज्ञाया करिबो सेवा चरनार वृंदा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासेरानुदास श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासेरानुदास सेवाभिलाषा कोरे नरोत्तम दास सेवाभिलाषा कोरे नरोत्तम दास राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर जीवने मराणे गति आरो नाही मोरा जीवने मराणे गति आरो नाही मोरा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय राधा वृंदावन चंद्र, राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधे, जय राधा गोविंद, राधा गोविंद राधे, जय राधा मदन मोहन, राधा मदन मोहन राधे, जय राधा गोपी वल्लभ, राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधे, जयो जगन्नाथा जगन्नाथा, बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा, जय जगन्नाथा जगन्नाथा, बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा, जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी, नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें, निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो, निताय गौरांगो गौर हरि, जय सचिनंदन जय सचिनंदन, जय सचिनंदन गौर हरि, पतिता पवाना पतिता पवाना, पतिता पवाना गौर हरि, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव, नित्य गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौरा हरि बोल। श्री 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 राधा मदन मोहन की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्री गौर निताय की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं, श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च, श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते, गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते, तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी, वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanaಭಾಯ Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya Gau Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nukum Kroti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripahatamam Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Pavitro Pavitro Va Sarvavastham Gatopi Va Yat Smaret Pundarikaksham Sabhyabhyantaram Suche Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you once again, Ravi Prabhu. And Prabhuji, may I know Mataji's name once again? Sorry, couldn't recollect it properly.
Sanatani Mataji.
Sanatani Mataji. So Mataji, who is eternally serving the Lordship, Sanatani Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me an opportunity. You don't know me because I'm not any person to be known. I'm a very small person in some corner of the world. Today evening, Ravi Prabhu gave me an opportunity to serve you all. So if I make any mistake, just like you forgive a small servant in your house, please forgive me. I'm just trying to make an endeavor. And he gave a topic that how to be chanting and be happy. Personally, I'm still trying to be happy. I'm trying to find it myself. But then when we share wisdom with Vaishnavas, we develop our conviction ourselves to follow what we preach, and someday we'll find the goal that Prabhupada has set us for. So that, with that keeping in mind, with your permission, I would like to share a few things, Mataji. Is that okay? Thank you.
Please do. I am listening. I have some kids around here, but I am listening.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just needed your permission. Thank you very much. And whoever else has joined today, my humble obeisances to all of you. Prabhupada has created a family, a big joint family for all of us. Now these days, now today we are seeing a family from Norway, which is up there at the North Pole, right? And I'm here in Hyderabad, which is in Telangana state in India. So it is told in Mahabharata that when before the war, when Pandavas needed a lot of money, when the Mahabharata war was happening and Pandavas needed a lot of money, each of the Pandavas was sent in 4 directions. So the most money was brought by Arjuna. That is why his name is called as Dhananjaya. Dhana means wealth. Jaya means the one who victorious. And it is explained that he got all this wealth from Norway. So that's what Mahabharata says. so we have a lot of your wealth in India. So please visit us and see it. Hare Krishna. Yes. So
can I kindly just take a minute to explain to Norway devotees about your grace? Like 2 words. Yes, Dhanavad pronounced to all of those who have joined from Norway and various places. That it was June 2016 that I went to High Tech City Station, drop my mother it was right after coming from Malaysia that fired up kirtans and everything of 2 years in Malaysia. And then I came back. For 2 months, it was complete desert. No devotees. Went to temple, but only once, 1 hour in a week. That was not enough. My wife and I was like, then I suddenly see a person with tilak. Then I went and I just started my car and went, but somehow I came back to this Prabhuji. Prabhuji, please give me some number of satsang if it is going on anywhere. That is where the number of Lilananda Prabhuji. That was, I think, 3rd or 4th week that he has started a satsang. And we were a handful of devotees then, like 6 or 10 devotees. But now maybe hundreds of people are talking or got to chanting with influence of Prabhuji's words. And he is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami and served many devotees in the USA. He works as a chartered accountant. And now many of the well-settled people in the society comes and sits with Prabhuji for his classes, especially in an area called High Tech City in Hyderabad. And it has expanded to about 1,000 people now. And this is all happens because Prabhuji lives what he speaks. That's in my experience, that's what I've seen. He lives same as Prabhupada has showed a path to all the Vaishnavas. So all the seniors, they walk the path. So they live what they speak in their lectures. So Prabhuji is one of such souls. And even a useless stones like me is surviving in chanting because of Prabhuji's words. So please get most out of it. And I have seen people who got influenced by the words of Prabhuji. And I'm so grateful that he has given us his time. He takes care of about 50 cows personally. And he is a chartered accountant in a very good position in a company he works, and he has a family. But still he has time for people like me to personally speak for 5 minutes. And we all look to him. So thank you, devotees and Prabhuji, for this satsang. It makes me so happy, and definitely it makes Prabhupada and Krishna happy. Without wasting any more time, I will hand it over to Prabhuji. Prabhuji, please. Hare Krishna.
By your introduction, you completely shut my mouth. I mean, like in Srimad Bhagavatam, in 4th canto, there is a conversation of Prithu Maharaj. And when Prithu Maharaj appears and all the Brahmanas started praising him, then Prithu Maharaj stops them in between and says, "Don't praise me for what I am not." That's like an insult. So I think I've been thoroughly insulted today by all the words that you said. Not that anyway, there's no point talking about myself here. Today you've given me a service, so I'm here to serve you, Prabhuji, and I'm so honored to be in presence of Sanatani Mataji, who's taking care of a temple, a whole congregation there. So I hope that today's service will help you, and in a small way at least. So today the topic that was given to me was chant and be happy. I mean, that is the topic of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada told everybody, chant and be happy. So how come some of us are not feeling that happiness, right? Or how come some people, after practicing for some time, are losing that happiness? It is initially there, but it's gone. It flickers around, comes and goes. I'm chanting because I told that I'll chant. I vowed to my spiritual master, so I have to chant. So I'm not finding that happiness. So what is it that brings that happiness? What is the source of that happiness when we chant? Is there something that we want to briefly discuss today? So what is the time? And let me keep a time check there. So yeah, so I have like 35 minutes. Okay, so I'll try to finish in 30 minutes. So 5 minutes we can have a Q&A or any reflections or comments. So I have prepared a small presentation, not anything big, which kind of gives a direction of what we want to discuss today. So I'll just share that, and we can continue with our yeah. So here you go. Can you see the presentation, Prabhuji? Is the presentation visible? Ravi Prabhu, is the presentation visible?
Yes, we can see, Prabhuji.
Okay, so this is a very famous book, Chant and Be Happy, right? And mantra meditation. So the question again becomes, but how exactly can we find that happiness, right? So let's try to understand what is the goal of chanting. I would like this to be a more interactive session, so that we all get to share what we have known, and also share with others, and we also learn together. So may I hear some answers? What is the goal of chanting? Anybody? Just unmute yourself and you can talk. If you have to answer in a sentence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Mataji.
To please Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, to please Krishna. Yes, that's
please
true.
Krishna.
Anything? Yes, and anything else? That's nice, Mataji. To please Krishna is a group chanting. Any other comments from anyone else? Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, to clean the heart.
To please the heart. Yeah. So we want to be pleased as well. Yeah.
To clean the heart.
To please the heart.
To clean.
Clean the heart. Yeah, yeah.
Clean the
Cheto
heart.
darpanam arjanam. Yes. To clean the heart, to cleanse the heart. Okay.
To to free ourselves from the mind.
Yes, to free her from the mind. Manastrayate iti mantra. When you chant it, your mind is, completely cleaned up, right? All the wrong thoughts are gone. Positive thoughts are coming in. Yes. Any other thoughts?
To attain Krishna Prem.
To develop love for Krishna. Yes, that's a very nice answer. Yes, to develop love for Krishna. Wow.
Goal and mean of chanting is the same. So we are chanting just to be with Krishna because there is no difference between Krishna and his holy
the
name.
process and the goal is same. The process is to chant Hare Krishna, and we all will go to spiritual world one day and we will chant Hare Krishna either, right? So it's going to continue. The goal and the process is same. Yes, I think the amazing answers there. I really see that. I don't know why Ravi Prabhu has chosen this topic, because you already know the perfect answers there, right? So goal is, we want to be happy, or we want Lord Krishna to be happy. Of course, we want Lord Krishna to be happy. That is the goal, right? Because we know that when the belly is happy, all the limbs of the body are happy. In the same way, when Lord Krishna is happy, we are automatically happy, right? So we know that. Now, the goal of wait a second, there's some problem there. Yeah. Now, the secret of achieving happiness is there within the mantra itself. We don't have to go and search anywhere else. How do we find happiness when we chant, right? Today's topic is, okay, Prabhu, I'm chanting 16 rounds, I'm chanting 64 rounds, but I'm not able to derive that happiness. I'm not able to be happy all the time. And Prabhupada says that chant and be happy. How to be happy while I'm chanting, right? So the answer for that is there in the meaning of the mantra itself. If we know the meaning of the Hare Krishna mantra, we will know how to be happy. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of Hare Krishna mantra as explained by Srila Prabhupada? What is the as it is meaning? Just, can be some points, whatever comes to your mind. What is the meaning of this mantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What is the meaning of this?
Hey Krishna, hey Radha, please engage in devotional service.
Yes, wonderful. Very nice answer. Anybody else? Anything you missed? We are not going to create a new meaning here. Actually, it's an aparat to create any new meaning, right? To give a mundane interpretation of the holy name of the Lord is an offense as per the 10 offenses. So we're not going to create a new meaning here. So basically, the meaning of the mantra, as explained by Srila Prabhupada, there are 3 elements in this meaning, right? So the meaning of the mantra is Hare, which is my dear mother Radha, the loving energy of the Lord. Please give me an opportunity to serve Krishna, the all attractive. The word Krishna itself means all attractive. And Rama, please let me experience the spiritual pleasure while performing the service so I can serve more. Right? So Rama is that side of Krishna who gives spiritual pleasure. And Radharani is the energy of the Lord who engages us in service. And whose service do we want to engage in? Krishna's service, who is all attractive, who attracts the whole world, right? Now, what is it being told in this meaning very, very clearly is we want to be engaged in service, right? Very clearly, the mantra's meaning is we want to be engaged in service. And if we are engaged in service, then Rama will give us pleasure. Because Rama means the one who has complete spiritual pleasure. He is going to give us the pleasure. Pleasure means happiness, right? So if we are not experiencing happiness when we are chanting, that means there's only one reason: we are not doing service properly, or we are not enough engaging ourselves in service, isn't it? The meaning of the mantra is that the source of happiness is chanting, And chanting is good, and it is good when we are actually doing the service, right? So very, very important aspect. That is why when Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivinoda Srila Prabhupada, when he defined bhakti, he did not say devotion. Bhakti is the most commonly used word, especially in India. And surprisingly, in all languages of India, bhakti doesn't have a replacement. In all languages, bhakti is bhakti. Whether you tell it in Telugu, you tell it in Tamil, you tell it in Hindi, any part of India, and you go and say that I'm performing bhakti, immediately they'll understand what is bhakti, which means devotion. But Prabhupada made sure that the devotion is added with a word called service. He told the definition of bhakti is devotional service. So if we are not experiencing happiness while we are chanting or after we are chanting, during our chanting, that simply means somewhere we are not following the purpose for which we are chanting. Because the meaning of the chanting is, please give me service, right? So somewhere you're asking service, but you're not performing that service, or you're not interested to perform that service, or you're not sufficiently motivated to perform that service, or you're not finding that zeal to go and do the service, right? Some problem is going on. And because you're asking something and you're not doing it, Krishna is also not giving it. What is he not giving? The last thing, pleasure, right? Rama is not giving that pleasure out. You're not finding the happiness, right? So let's spend few minutes of our time understanding serve whom, how, when, and what exactly we're trying to serve here, right? When I say we have to perform service to experience the happiness, what are we going to serve here, and who are we going to serve, right? So this is also beautifully explained in Srimad Bhagavatam in a beautiful verse called, first canto, second chapter, and sixth verse. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahoityaki aprahiyata yayatma suprasidati. This verse can be spoken for hours, the meaning of this verse. But in the interest of today's topic, I'm going to only touch upon ahoityaki aprahihata yayatma suprasidati. Prasidati means happiness, satisfied. So how are you going to find the satisfaction? When you serve. And how do you have to serve? You have to serve ahoityaki aprahihata, which means unbroken, meaning uninterrupted and unmotivated. Your service should be uninterrupted and unmotivated. Then you will find that happiness, right? And who are you going to serve? Parodharma. Savai pumsam parodharma. My highest duty. See, I can be an engineer, I can be a doctor, I can be an accountant, I can be a carpenter, I can be a painter, I can be a driver, right? I can be so many. I can be a husband, I can be a wife, I can be a son, I can be a mother, I can be a brother. I have so many roles to play. I can be a friend, right? But in each role, I have a duty to perform, right? I have a duty to perform. I have to take care of the people who are expecting love from me, and I also love them. I need to take care of them, right? So we all have a duty to perform. So duty is dharma. The meaning of the word dharma is duty. But paro dharma here in Srimad Bhagavatam is being told the highest dharma. So what is the highest dharma? Highest dharma is to serve the Supreme Lord. So we also serve all these other duties, but we also serve the Supreme Lord. In whichever name we call the Supreme Lord, we serve that Supreme Lord, right? And how do we serve? We serve uninterruptedly and unmotivatedly. It's not like, every Sunday I spend 2 hours at the temple, so that's my service is over. So that is what interrupted service, meaning uh, when I'm in the temple, I'm performing service. When I'm outside the temple, I stop performing any service. Or during the weekdays, I just chant my rounds and keep my chanting bag beside, right? First round, 15 more rounds are there, 10th round, you know what, or 8th round, have 50% done, another 50% left. And after the 10th round, just 6 more to go. And 4th round, you start feeling ecstatic. Wow, just 4 more left, right? And then 15th round, then you start feeling like pure devotee, like, oh, just 1 more round left and I'm done, right? And the last mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, done. So I pull that final beat down and I say, my 16 rounds are done. Thank you, Gurudev. I have done my part today. Now I will go and enjoy. Or now I'll go and do what I like to do. Or now I'll try to find the happiness which I've not found till now in the day. Something is wrong. The whole 16 rounds was meant to make you happy, but then you're trying to find peace after you finish the 16 rounds. So there's something wrong there, because we are interrupting our service. See, Prabhupada was 100% in the service, right? He always was serving, so he always was happy. The devotees who are always serving are always happy. The devotees who interrupt their service in between are the ones who are not happy. Now you can say, Prabhuji, but I can't be doing Aarti all the time. I'm not saying Aarti is the only service. Prabhuji, I can't do book distribution all the time. I'm not saying book distribution all the time is a service, is only service. Prabhuji, I can't do cooking all the time. Well, they're not going to be people eating all the time, so you don't have to do cooking all the time. But there are so many services. Actually, every single act that we do during the day or night can be clubbed along with the service. And Krishna can be brought into it, right? So that's what Srila Prabhupada explained as Yukta Vairagya, right? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he explained Yukta Vairagya, a lot of sannyasis did not understand what is the Yukta. I know Yukta Vairagya, but what is Yukta Vairagya? Yukta Vairagya means utilizing everything that Krishna has given in the service of Krishna. Everything, my job, my wife, my children, my house, my altar, my singing skills, my speaking skills, my presenting skills, right? You're a computer programmer, you can very well develop an app, right? You can very well develop an app which will vibrate the phone until you get up 4:30 in the morning. So it's like you have to get up. You can do so many things with the technology today, right? You can create so many things. You're a carpenter, like in Prabhupada's time, a lot of his disciples were also carpenters. They were fixing up the temples. His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj was a carpenter of Boston Temple. When Prabhupada was going to come, he spent days and days fixing the walls and floor of the temple, and in that he found so much happiness. And when he shares that he never actually met Prabhupada. Prabhupada never came to the Boston Temple after he fixed the whole temple. Prabhupada never came, but he always told that I experienced Prabhupada while I was serving him, right? So service, which has to be uninterrupted and unmotivated, meaning, okay, so if I serve, I'm going to get recognized, or I'm going to be finding some extraordinary happiness. The moment you keep that expectation that you are going to be happy, then the whole purpose of service is defeated. Right? Like when we take care of our small children, do we take the children saying that now I'm going to be happy, or we try to make the child happy, right? Like we take a small infant child in our hands, we look at the baby's face and like, we do all these things. Why do we do? Because looking at our reactions on the face, the child will be happy, isn't it? So same way is love, right? When you go to Krishna, you try to do actions in such a way that Krishna will be happy. Like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, don't try to see God, serve God in such a way that God comes to see you, right? Then you find that happiness, right? So very clearly, I think this shloka explains how we perform the service, which is uninterrupted, unmotivated, to whom we perform service, paro dharma, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When? All the time. And what is that service? Everything that the Guru explains to us, in which we can serve Krishna, right? Now let's go to the next slide. How do we know that our services are being done properly? Now this is another very big question, right? Okay, Prabhu, I'm doing service. I'm already doing service, but I'm not finding that happiness. You told me that I can do service, but I'm not finding that happiness. I'm chanting, but I'm not finding the happiness. So how do you know that you're performing the service properly? Now, I would like to ask the question to all of you in the call. Please give me whatever that comes to your mind. How do you know that I'm performing service, any service, book distribution, temple work, or temple administration, anything? But how do you know that you're performing it properly? You can unmute and answer.
Prabhuji, personally, I can sleep that night so well.
You can do what?
When we do so much service with sincerely, at that night I can sleep so nicely.
Oh, you get good sleep. Yes, you feel very satisfied and filled, and
because I'm
yes,
less
very good
anxiety.
Answer. Yes, absolutely. That's a very good answer. We feel satisfied from within. Yes.
I feel I'm pleasing my Guru Maharaj when I'm actually able to follow his instructions properly.
Yes,
then
perfect.
Perfect. Then I feel very content and guiltless.
Hare
You know,
Krishna.
sometimes we follow our own whimsically ideas of something, and then we kind of like, oh, but my Guru Maharaj said something else. And then when you go on the right path, then you feel very, at least I feel very content, you know. And because our mind easily, they can just wonders.
Yes, Guru is pleased, right? When Guru is pleased, that's it. You know, whatever you did, even if the sabzi is filled with oil, but Guru says it's okay, it's okay. You know, Guru is pleased, and Guru is pleased. Krishna is pleased. Yasyat prasadat bhagavad prasado. Yasyat prasadan nagati kutopi. Right? Guru is pleased. Yes, very nice. Yes. Any other thoughts? How do you know that your service is perfect? How do you know that what you're doing is right? You already told amazing answers. Actually, it's already done, but I'm just trying to know any other thoughts. Hmm?
If that service satisfies the other devotees
Yes,
who are part
amazing
of it,
answer. I mean, who's speaking this answer?
this is Amol Broj.
Amol Prabhu. Yes, yes. Our service should satisfy other devotees. That's amazing. Yeah, Vaishnava Seva. You know, Vaishnava should feel, wow, what a service. You know, they should feel happy. And when Vaishnavas are happy, Guru is happy. When Guru is happy, Krishna is happy. Everything is linked. Yes. So I try to put few points here. Maybe I'll just quickly go through. You know, pleasing relationships with devotees, right? When you're doing service properly and it is developing great relationships in the temple, you know, like really we are like God brothers and God sisters. We just say it by word, but actually we are creating those pleasing relationships. That means your service is perfect. Whatever you're doing is working. Next, ensuring Guru is pleased. Like Mataji said, whatever you're doing is pleasing the Guru. Otherwise, it's not a service that it's worth doing, right? Next, respectful to everyone. We are perfectly respecting everybody. During the time you serve, you're not offending anybody. You're trying to respect everybody to your best capability. Even in testing situations, you're not forgetting that we are supposed to respect. Festivals are all celebrated in joy. The temple, whichever festival happens, it's filled in joy. It's not with anxiety, meaning the service is not disrupting, but it's actually encouraging everybody to serve more. Right? The festivals are filled with joy, right, and enthusiastic to do more services. So if you're doing service properly, you will get more enthusiastic to take up more services. You will not say that, you know, Prabhu, I've done my service, you know what, just let me go home now. No, you know, when you are serving nicely, you want to do more services. There is no end to the services. You're like, I want more, I want more. Prabhu, can you give me something else? You know, I want to do more. That means whatever service you're performing, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. Otherwise, if you're not doing it right, any of the top 4 points are not working out, then you will not ask for more services, right? And you start getting taste in your chanting. You know, next day morning when you start chanting, you feel, yes, Krishna, thank you for such a great service you gave me yesterday. You know, I'm so grateful to you. And with gratitude, when you chant, the name reciprocates, right? You feel that there is some difference. You know, I mean, I'm not saying this will happen overnight. I'm not saying it will happen tomorrow morning. I'm not saying it might happen this year also. But whenever it happens, you'll know it, that your services are being rightly reciprocated by Krishna. You know, he's giving you the taste. And last, trusting and sharing heart with Vaishnavas. When you are doing your service properly, Prabhujis, Vaishnavas will come and share their heart with you. Vaishnavas will come and tell you, you know, how they feel about your service. And you also will reveal your heart. Like Rupa Goswami says, one of the great principles between Vaishnavas is they share each other's heart. They share the pain that they're going through, the joy that they're going through, the happiness that they're going through, the difficulties that they're going through, right? Everything they start sharing. There is no secrets between devotees, right? So pleasing relationships, ensuring Guru is pleased, respectful to everyone, festivals, enthusiastic to do more, chanting taste together. You know, chanting taste increases, and trusting and sharing heart makes it a perfect service. I just abbreviated it, right? So PERFECT, you can remember this, right? When you are perfect in your service, you will find that happiness. There's no big research that we have to do. Prabhu, why I'm not finding happiness? Well, somewhere in the perfection, you're not fulfilling one of the words, right? Something is, you're not doing it right. Maybe you're satisfying Guru, but you know, you're not really opening up with other Vaishnavas, right? Or you're not being respectful to somebody in the temple. right? It can be so difficult sometimes. Yeah, it is difficult, to mingle with everybody and to be a friend of everybody. It's difficult. But sometimes when you get into a situation where you're not able to be as free with that person, you can still choose to be around that person and serve along with him, right? Like my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, shares one example of when he was living in New Vrindavan. He was given a service of taking care of cows on top of a hill. It is a separate hill. So the temple is on one corner and the hill is on the other corner. And every morning he has to, I mean, he literally used to stay on the hill and he used to take care of the cows and the small deities also. So barely he would come and meet the devotees below. And then he was sent another, the temple president that time, he sent another devotee to go and serve on top of the hill along with Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So, and for some reason, they were not gelling well. They didn't like each other, and they're serving the cow, but whatever that person is doing, he is not liking. Whatever he is doing, that person not liking. There is some chemistry that's lacking there, right? There's something. It can happen. It can happen between people, and they realize that they are the only two people on the hill, and they have to live together on that hill. so so why do we keep fighting anyways, when we have the same cow to serve, right? You can't serve the cow in two different moods, right? One is angry on each other and they start serving the cow will feel the pain. or or they are the only people on the hill, they are supposed to live with each other, and that's a service that they've been given. So why not just accept the differences and know that we are different people and continue to respect for whatever the other person is. It's very difficult. It happens in relationships, in marriage, in friendships, everywhere. But when you do that, then Krishna is pleased, right? And that is what we call as perfect service. To achieve that perfection takes time, Prabhuji and Matajis. But when we achieve that perfect, when we go by each word of the word perfect and we do all these things, definitely we will find that happiness and chant and more happy, right? When we say chant and be happy, we have to do all these perfect things. Now, this is the last slide I have. I'll quickly finish this and then we can get on to some Q&A. There are three levels of consciousness. Prabhupada explains in one of his small books, there are three levels of consciousness, right? Number one, we are Krishna conscious. So we are Krishna conscious. What does it mean? We are Krishna conscious. Yeah, I am Krishna conscious. You're Krishna. What does it mean? It means, okay, we are practicing Krishna consciousness and we have declared it internally and externally. For us, internally and to the whole world, we have declared that Krishna, you are my only shelter. I am not going to anybody else. You are the one who has to take care of me. Whatever happens, hook or crook, whatever that I have to go through, you are my only shelter. I'm chanting my 16 rounds because I have promised to Krishna that I'll do 16. Okay, I'm doing only one round. I'll increase it. I'll keep increasing it. And Krishna, because your representative has told I have to chant 16 rounds, I'll get to that number some other day. And I'm serving Guru and Gauranga in the mood of servant of the servant, right? I'm doing all this right. So when you do all these things, then you can say you are in level 1 consciousness. What is that level 1 consciousness? That you are Krishna conscious, right? That is level 1, right? Now level 2. What is level 2? Now level 2 is something that is a big secret. Lord Krishna is conscious of us, right? Now you are Krishna conscious is one level. The second level is Krishna sitting in the spiritual world is conscious of you. Like just imagine you are sitting in Norway or in Hyderabad or somewhere, and Krishna suddenly is playing something with Sudama, Subal, and suddenly he looks at you. What is this fellow doing in Norway? Right? He just looks at you like this, right? So he's conscious of you. Isn't it amazing? I mean, Krishna is conscious of you. That's and how does that happen? How does it happen? Right? It happens very simple. Lord Krishna is most pleased when his devotees are pleased. That is a signal, right? For you to know. These devotees are pleased means you can now know for sure that Krishna is conscious of you. Right? If his devotees are not pleased, then Krishna is not conscious of you. And another one, we get more and more opportunities for service. Right? So you're doing something, suddenly temple president comes and says, Prabhuji, can you do this also? Or Mataji, can you do this also? That means Krishna is conscious of me. I mean, that's the way to know it, right? Otherwise, why will you get that service? Krishna will snatch away whatever service you have if you're not doing it properly or in the right mood. Like the perfect service, what we discussed in the previous slide, when you're doing it, then Krishna is conscious of you. Now, what is the level 3? I think this itself is a lot, right? You are conscious of Krishna and Krishna is conscious of you. What is level 3? Anybody? Can you guess? Okay.
Guru is conscious of you.
Sorry?
Guru is conscious of you.
Guru
recognizes.
Guru recognizes service?
Conscious. Yes, probably.
Yes. You're almost close. But level 3 is basically we are conscious that Krishna is conscious of us. Right? So that is the level 3. Hari bol. See, we are conscious of Krishna here. Krishna is conscious of there. But now the third level is, Prabhupada says, that when we become conscious that Krishna is conscious of us, meaning literally you know that Krishna is looking at you. How do you feel? Like right now in your room, wherever you're sitting, Krishna is looking at you right now. Right? That means you know that Krishna is conscious of you. Right? This is like perfection. We've done it. Ultimately, that's what we want. We want Krishna's attention. Right? That's all we care for. We want Krishna's attention. So we got it. Right? Krishna is conscious of you. So how do you know that? It's very simple. Reciprocation through realizations. We start getting a lot of realizations in our spiritual life. One after the other, one after the other. We start getting those realizations. And scripture starts speaking. Right? When we read a scripture, we can experience that the scripture is speaking to you. You can feel that, this is being told to me. This verse is perfectly for me. This chapter is perfectly written for me. You start experiencing that. And you go to a dham, the dham starts revealing itself. Right? You'll feel the joy when you go to some special places. You can know that now Krishna is revealing because Krishna is conscious of me. Right? And I know that Krishna is conscious of me. That is the reason this is happening. And holy name starts giving shelter. That whenever you chant Krishna, Hare Krishna, if you're in anxiety, you start feeling that Krishna is there for me. Like your beloved person is dying of breathlessness in corona or any other disease, and you're chanting Hare Krishna, and Krishna stops your tears. Krishna gives you that shelter that don't worry. There is a plan for every soul. So be ready to accept what is going to come. Krishna's name starts revealing its strength. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nijasarva Shakti. Shakti. There is a power in that name, and that power starts revealing to you. The energy of God starts revealing to you. Right? So these are the indications of, am I Krishna conscious? Level 1 consciousness. Is Lord Krishna conscious of me? Level 2. And level 3, that we are conscious that Krishna is conscious of us. That's the ultimate. Right? So that's when we get to know that, yes, I know that now whatever service I'm doing it right, and I'm going to experience that happiness for sure. Right? Now, how do you know in which level of consciousness you are? Right? I might think that I'm in level 3. You might think that you're in level 2. Somebody might think that I'm in level 1. You don't have to think, just go to your guru and ask. Right? So serving guru is the key. Whatever level you are in, your guru will reveal to you. He will tell you that your service is good, you're getting blessings of Krishna. Or you need to serve better so you can experience Krishna. So our guru is the medium through which we can understand how we are serving and whether our service is enough to please Krishna. Right? So a brief recap. We started with what? I can go back. It's not a big presentation. So we started with goal of chanting is not to make us happy, make Krishna happy. How do we know? What is the secret of finding the happiness in Mahamantra? Very simple. Mantra itself has the meaning in it. Mantra says that when you perform service, we are asking for service by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. When we perform that service, Rama in that mantra gives us the pleasure. Right? So we understood the meaning of the mantra. Then how to serve, whom to serve? We understood from the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti ridokshaje ahoite ki aprahihata yatma suprasidati. Meaning uninterrupted and unmotivated service. When it is done, we will experience that happiness. And third thing that we understood is, how do we perform the service? How do we know that we are performing our services perfectly? So I just abbreviated it, each word. Pleasing relationship with devotees, it should result into ensuring Guru is pleased, respectful to everyone. Festivals are all celebrated in joy, enthusiastic to do more services, chanting taste is increasing, right? That means the services are good. And finally, trusting and sharing heart with Vaishnavas. That should result it into. You're performing service for 10 years in a temple, but nobody talks to you. Then something is wrong. Something is wrong. Vaishnavas are not finding you trustworthy, or you're not being too inviting to others, right? So we need to make our service perfect. And the last slide was about 3 levels of consciousness to know where we stand. We are conscious of Krishna. Krishna is conscious of us, and we are conscious that Krishna is conscious of us, right? Which is the third level. We all want to go to the third level. And when we go to the third level, then we dance like these people. Just look at them, how happy they are, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We all will find that happiness. Prabhupada, every word of Prabhupada will come true. And Prabhupada is told, chant and be happy. And we will be happy. We are not finding that happiness because we have to work on some areas of how we are dealing with others, how we are serving. We just have to work on that, and name will start revealing. So any questions, comments? I'm done. That's all is the time given to me, and I don't have any more realizations to speak more than this. So anybody wants to add?
Prabhuji. I know we are very much got used to 3 hours lectures, and 35 minutes is, I also feel nothing like I heard you. So I'll be greatly indebted to those who speak questions and answers. Those who have some other schedule can maybe go, but please ask more and more questions and keep Prabhuji here, please. Hare Krishna.
I didn't mean to say that, but maybe Sanatani Mataji wants to add anything. If I've said anything wrong or anything she wants to add, please.
No, Prabhu, I don't have anything to add. Just thank you so much. I wish we could sit. I wish it was not late in India. Here it's only 6 p.m. So I wish we could stay on for 3 more hours. So,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
maybe for in a weekend, in an earlier time period, we can have a longer session with you. I really appreciate your lecture. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. To get your association, definitely I'll come again. Thank you. Anybody else wants to share anything? Your experiences while you chant, while you serve? So where do you feel you are? Level 1, level 2, or level 3?
Prabhuji, is there also level -1, level -2, level -3?
Dandat Pranam. Who is speaking?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sorry, I spoke just like that. Dandat Pranam Prabhuji. This is Dhriti.
Yes, Dhriti Mataji.
Prabhuji, yes, I was just supporting Ravi Prabhuji's thing that yes, if there is any minus categories, then yes, I belong to that one.
Hare Krishna. In Krishna consciousness, there is no minus category. If you have told Hare Krishna once in life, you are in level 1.
Prabhuji, I have a question though.
Yes, Mataji.
I don't know if I can ask, but I want to. Prabhuji, like just very recently I heard that even Mahamantra becomes Siddha when we chant it for more than 12 lakh times.
Mm-hmm.
So like then like that 12 lakh has to be in one go, or like that count throughout our life, or like is there any other mantra also like with which we can at least be sure that okay, like we have chanted this mantra this many times, so for this life, like it is the next life, you're not going to be a dog or pig or something.
I couldn't hear the first part of your question. You said Mahamantra becomes what by chanting 12 lakh times? Siddha. Siddha means Mahamantra starts working, is what you're saying.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So Mataji, with my little knowledge that I've understood from my guru, mantra has its power, but mantra works when we have blessings of devotees. Right? For example, Dhruva Maharaj in 4th canto of Bhagavatam, a 5-year-old boy. Have you heard of that story, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So he had a very small mantra. So Hare Krishna mantra is too long.
Sometimes
some devotees complain. Prabhupada could have given a smaller mantra. Otherwise, it Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Well, it is a Maha Mantra, so it at least should be some bit long, and it has a great meaning behind it. But coming back to Dhruv Maharaj, so Dhruv Maharaj, he could have chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, but something happened before he went for chanting there. It was his guru who appeared, Narad Muni, and he gave that mantra to him. And when a pure devotee blesses anybody, Krishna becomes obliged to come. There is no question of Krishna not coming, right? So it is just not the power of the mantra, it is the blessing that comes along with the mantra. That is the reason we all take initiation. Like after initiation also, we chant Hare Krishna only. We don't chant anything reverse or anything bigger or smaller. We chant Hare Krishna. But why do we take initiation? Because a pure devotee blesses us, right? So my answer is to you is, chanting any mantra, there is no mechanical process which can make Krishna appear, whether it is 12 lakh times or 12 billion times. Krishna is not obliged to come in front of us no matter how many times we chant. No mantra can become siddha or working just because we have chanted a number of times. It is the consciousness with which we chant, and it is the blessings that we seek while we chant. That is why it is called, Lord Krishna is called Bhavagrahi Janardhana, meaning he understands the intent more than the content, right? He knows what is our intent when we are chanting, right? And that is why, what is that king's name? Uh, I'm forgetting in Bhagavatam, when he asks how much time I have, and the devatas tell him that you only have few, one muhurta. That's all they say. One muhurta means it lasts for 20 minutes, something like that. And immediately he starts chanting. And in 20 minutes, he goes back home, back to Godhead. And for that matter, Prabhupada, when he was asked how many lifetimes it will take for us to go back, he said one moment. One moment. You know that famous video where Prabhupada says one moment. One moment. One moment is what? This is one moment. I just finished one moment. How can it happen in one moment? In one moment, I can't even chant the entire mantra. Hare Krishna, over, finished. I couldn't even go to Krishna, right? But still, in that one moment, if our consciousness is right, our intent is right, our prayers are right, Krishna doesn't look for the whole mantra to be finished. He will take us. He will accept us.
Wonderfully explained, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was wandering on my mind like anything, but you explained it in such a great way. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Whatever little I told. Anybody else wants to add more, please feel free.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I guess my question is, like, I heard like somewhere that, not heard, but yeah, from lecture that any, like, if you are feeling anything, but you still have to chant if you are not concentrate, or if you, like, your mind is wandering, still you have to chant, still it helps. Is that true? Ma mantra.
Yes. Mataji, when we are in the hospital, we get cured. When we don't go to the hospital, we don't get cured, right? If we're sitting at home and they're saying, I'll get cured, I'll not get cured. I have to go to the hospital. This was told by His Holiness what's Maharaj's name? Devamrit Swami Maharaj. Do you know Devamrit Swami Maharaj? Yeah. So he's one of the great sannyasis in our society. He once told that if you want to get cured, you have to go to the hospital. You can't go there and say that, no, I don't want to be in the hospital. Then you'll never get cured. In the same way, if the mantra is distracting you, you're chanting the mantra, but it's distracting you, still you have to chant, because the mantra has the potency to finally bring you to Lord's lotus feet. We don't have to give up, or we don't have to feel disheartened that it is not working. It will work. It has to work. It has worked for eternity. It has worked for so many devotees. It will work for us also. Maybe we are a little more diseased. That is a problem. Maybe we need a little more dosage. Maybe we have to put a little more effort. Like when we go to a doctor, he says you need, you need this tablet with this much mg, right? So we need maybe 1000 mg. Our others need 500 mg, but maybe I need 1000 mg. So I do more rounds, right? I fight with the mind a little more. So, and that is how I even calm down the mind. I have to tell the mind that you shut up now. I'm going to do the mantra. How much ever the more you trouble me, the more rounds I'll do now. Then it will stop troubling you. It will say, okay, you know what? Let's come to agreement. I'll not trouble you. You finish your 16 round. That's what I do sometimes. When the mind is really troubling me, I warn my mind. Okay, you're going to trouble me now. I'm going to chant for another half an hour. You will get tortured. Like mind will say, okay, you know what? That's okay. You do your rounds. So we have to fight with the mind. The whole life is about fighting with the mind. And till what moment we have to fight with the mind? Till the nth, till the last second, we have to fight with the mind. This whole spiritual life is a fight between our mind and our intelligence.
Krishna, other question, like, if you have some problem, if you are going some difficulty, still, like, you can ask Krishna to help.
Yes, of course. If we are going through difficulty, we should ask Krishna to help. And Krishna will be very pleased when we ask. In fact, there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me try to remember that. Akama karma karma sarva karma udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena. I'm forgetting the words. I'm so sorry about that. But basically, this verse explains that whether it is a material desire or a spiritual desire, whatever desire, go to Krishna. Go to Krishna. Don't go here and there. Don't go out for window shopping, this store, that store. We only have one store, ISKCON store. So we go there and we ask Krishna, I need this. And Krishna will take care. Even material desire, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes I'm not getting admission for my son in a school. Whom should I go to? Should I go to Lord Shiva? Should I go to Brahma? Or should I go to... No, I'll go to Krishna. Krishna is my place. I've taken shelter of Krishna. Krishna, the temple is nice here. My job is good here. I need admission for my children. Please fix the problem. It might look like a material problem, but Krishna will do it. Akama karma sarva moksha kama udharadi. He will take care of all our problems. And even if it's a materialistic problem, we should go to him. Whatever desire you have, go to Krishna. Of course, we should not go to Krishna for material desires, but that will happen later. But first, go to Krishna. If it's a health problem, go to Krishna. Ask him, please fix the problem. But our intent should be, why are we asking the material problem to be fixed? So that we can chant more rounds, so that we can spend more time with Krishna, so that we can serve more. That should be our intent.
I have one follow-up question, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Dandat Pranam.
So about this, for anything we can go to Krishna, but then and we should not do the window shopping, as you said. But then we see in Mahabharata, right, where Arjuna, as he wanted to be resourceful, he went to so many places. Even he asked for benedictions from different lords, and he got the resources as well, right? So
Yes.
So how to reconcile this? I mean,
he got Pashupata Astra from Lord Shiva.
Yes, yeah.
He got all the Divyastras from the Devatas.
Correct.
But the question is, who sent him there?
Yeah. So
Krishna, right? So a devotee can send. A devotee can go and perform the service according to what Krishna says. And Krishna doesn't say don't worship Devatas. Krishna doesn't say that. What is that verse in Bhagavad Gita? What is the meaning of karma? Yajnartha karma anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tad artha karma kauntaya mukta sangha samachara. He says, perform your karma. Don't stop performing your karma. Even if it is about satisfying the devatas in the process, you should not forget your dharma. You should perform the karma continuously. Tad artha karma kauntaya, he says. And in fact, the next verse he says that you should please the devata. You should be grateful to the devatas. But don't go to devatas with your extraordinary demands. That's all he's saying. Like, don't go and ask for more quota. For example, Prabhuji, you're working in an office. What do you work? Can I ask? I mean, just so the example.
I work in IT.
Yes, you work. So you're on the software side. So you're an engineer or architect or something, right?
Yes, that's
yes.
true.
So just imagine you are sitting and you're beside you another colleague is sitting. So you are a software architect. He is also a software architect. You both are working hard for the good of the company. But your friend always keeps going to the HR department. He always keeps going and makes friends with the HR department. He tries to please the people in the HR department. And then one day you ask, why do you spend so much time there? You can as well sit here and do your work properly. And he says, no, appraisals are coming, right? So I want to get some extra. So if I know people in the HR department, they'll try to recommend my name. Okay, so what do you say for such person? Is that a right behavior?
No.
Of course, no. In the same way, when we work for Krishna, we don't have to go and to what we are eligible will anyway get. All devatas will give. HR department will give, administration department will give, finance department will give. All the departments are doing their perform. Why are you going and poking your nose and asking, I want more, give me more? I think I deserve more. So that is what Krishna is saying, don't do. He's saying be respectful to all the departments. Function with all the departments, but you don't have to go and ask more. Why did Arjuna go to get those Divyastras? Because Krishna knew if those Divyastras are let alone, then Duryodhana is going to send karma to get those Divyastras. And another thing you should observe, Krishna asked Arjuna to get all the Divyastras, but he never asked them to use them in the war.
Yeah, that's
he told
true.
just get them and keep it. Because when the Divyastras go to the wrong people's hands, then they can do more damage.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
I have written to you, Prabhuji. If it's okay for you to read the question.
Yeah, please. Deepanshu Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have written a chat message to you. Which it's okay.
Oh, you have written a chat message. Sorry, I didn't read that properly. Okay. Can I read it in public, or I just want me to read it myself?
You can read yourself, Prabhu. It's okay.
Okay. Well, break in a service. Can I answer now, or you want me to answer personally?
It's okay, but you please go ahead, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yeah. So Prabhuji, you should understand that we are in a body. We are soul, not this body, but unfortunately we are in the body, right? And body has some limitations. Body cannot function all the time in the same way. Sometimes the body cheats us by telling us that we are too old now, right? We cannot do some things now. You can't go and push the cart. You can't do it. You used to pull the cart before, but now you can't. Or you can't lift the DTs and do abhishekam. That service let somebody else do because they're too heavy. So some services will stop. We cannot. Or we have fallen sick, and due to some reason we are not able to do that service, or temporarily we are not able to do some service. All this is absolutely understandable by God. Krishna knows why we are not doing what we are doing. For example, when I had a severe back problem, I in fact even have it now. Sometimes it gets really severe. That time I cannot do Dandavat Pranam. When devotees come to my house, I can't bend down and say Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya. I just tell it in my heart that Krishna, I'm sorry, I can't bend down and do now, but please accept my obeisances. Please accept my respects. Krishna understands that. And when we are in difficult times, we should tell Krishna that Krishna, please, if I have committed any offenses, please forgive me, but don't take away my service. Please don't take away my service. That is the only connection I have with you. Please don't take away my service or engage me in some other service. So a devotee is always asking for service, even if there are breaks in the service, even if the service is performed maybe with some mistakes, or even if the service was not perfectly performed, but still our prayer should be always, give me more service.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, actually, I wanted to share something. You were telling about the levels of consciousness. In the second, third level, we know that Krishna is conscious of us. But I was also hearing one time Shachinandan Maharaj in his Japa session, he said that actually, even if we are not conscious that Krishna is conscious of us, or even if Krishna is not conscious of us, while chanting, if we think that Krishna is coming and he's sitting here and he's listening to us, then automatically our chanting improves very much. He said, even if it is not true that Krishna is not there, Krishna is not listening, but even if we just imagine that Krishna is here listening to us, it helps a lot. He said, fake it till you make it. So okay, you just think Krishna is there, so that will happen in a way that then we will chant softly. We know that Krishna is listening to us, so automatically we will be more conscious. So it helps a lot, Prabhu. that Maharaj
Yes,
told. Yes,
absolutely. What Maharaj told is right.
yes.
Sachinandan Maharaj he does so many japa retreats, and I was not fortunate to attend his retreats, but I've heard from his disciples amazing things that Maharaj says when we on what to meditate when we chant. I would like to add one point there about recently I heard from Mahatma Prabhu. You know
Yes,
Mahatma Prabhu?
yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, he's also one great soul in our society, ISKCON society. So he was saying that don't think that chanting is a activity which doesn't result into any result, or it's not an effective activity, or it's a blank activity where nothing is happening. Like for example, when I'm cooking something for Krishna, something comes out after cooking is some food comes out, right? Or when I'm cleaning the temple, some dirt comes out, right? But I'm chanting, what comes out? I don't. Sometimes I feel that it's activity that doesn't result into anything. That's not a way to look at it. In fact, like exactly what Sachinanda Maharaj said, understand that Krishna is listening to you and Krishna is there. You're calling for Krishna, and this is your private time with Krishna. Is a private time with Krishna, so treat it privately. Now I'm going to tell you example, just take into the right spirit. In the teenage, when we all were in teenage. Obviously, some of you might be in the call already. So basically, in the teenage, a boy and a girl wants to meet in a garden. So this I heard from a devotee, a beautiful example. Like he said. Uh, a boy and a girl are meeting in their teenage, they want some private time with each other in a garden, and they sit in that garden, and somebody comes and starts disturbing them, like, do you want to buy groundnuts, do you want to buy some falli, or do you want ice cream? Some fellow comes, again and again and again, and the boy gets really irritated. It's nonsense, go get lost from here. With great difficulty I got this girl for some time, we are sitting in the bench in the garden, why are you coming and disturbing? Nonsense, get lost. Even the girl will tell, no, go, don't disturb us, right? So he said that when you're chanting, you should feel that you're sitting in the garden with Krishna, right? And any other thought that comes, just tell that thought, get lost. This is my private time with Krishna. I'm having an affair with Krishna. This Krishna is here, and this is my private time with him. How dare you come and take my privacy away, right? So Krishna also wants us to be felt like that. Like I've come here to sit with you. You have called me to sit on the bench, and you're eating falli. You're getting ice cream and you're eating. What kind of relationship is that, right? So we have to give that importance to Krishna when we call him to come, right? So next time when we are chanting, distractions will come, but every time distraction comes, we have to remember that Krishna is actually watching us, and Krishna is there, and we should make sure that we give that importance to him. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, can I ask a question in this regard also? That actually, to think like that, once in a while it happens that we are able to chant properly, but it doesn't happen every day. Like you told about ahetuki apratihata. Prabhu, it seems like a goal which is very, very high, that from my level, if I see, it's almost unachievable, because uninterrupted good chanting is very difficult to achieve, Prabhu. So when I hear a pratihata, I'm not able to put it as my goal, because it's very, very high. So what should I do, Prabhu? How should I gradually reach up to that level?
Yeah. I mean, you have the desire for it, so that's a very important thing. Um, when we desire for perfection in our chanting, we will get it one day, right? So when we are chanting, at least we should have the desire that one day my chanting should become perfect. Some people chant without the desire. They chant because they have to finish the rounds. They just chant and they say, you know what, it's not working out for me, let me just finish my rounds. But do we have the desire? At least do we have the thought in our mind that, Krishna, I know today my chanting is not good, but will that day come when I can actually chant your name without any offenses? Will that day ever come? Will you ever give me that experience in this life where that pure name comes from my mouth, and for first time I'll experience you dancing on my tongue, like Rupa Goswami says, I want thousands of years. Will that day come when I also will ask for thousands of years, thousands of tongues, right? Like gopis say that gopis tell Brahma that, hey Brahma, you have you are given the man, the secondary, the creator role, but you are such a dumb person. You don't know how to do your job. You gave so many eyes to people who have no interest in Krishna, and you have you have given us only one eyes. We want thousands of eyes. Give us thousands of eyes. All the people born in the Vraj, we need thousands of eyes. And all the people who have no interest in Krishna, take off their eyes. They don't need eyes. Gopis complain, right? They don't need eyes. Give all those eyes to us. We need more eyes to see Krishna. And on top of that, you kept eyelid also, which is a manufacturing defect. You should not have kept eyelid. Nobody in Braj should have eyelid. So they have a whole complaint with Brahma. So they are having a desire that they want to experience Krishna. The desire is very, very important. And Mataji, one more addition to that answer. Yes, as you said, one day the chanting is good, and one day the chanting is bad. One day the chanting is horrible. One day each round feels like a day of Brahma. I don't know if you've experienced that. It happens with me. You know, um, but we are in ICU. We should not forget that we are in intensive care unit. We are being treated. We are the most diseased people in the ICU of ISKCON. I for ISKCON, I for ICU, right? So we are in intensive care. Now, have you heard of this, that patients in ICU go through ups and downs? One day
Yes.
they are almost recovering, one day they're almost deceased, one day they're giving special medicine, one day they are recovering, one day, and finally one day they come out.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So understand that our virus levels are going up and down. So the medicine is working, but one day it works, one day it doesn't work. So that's okay if one day your chanting is not good. you will we will come out of it. Just stay in the ICU, stay in the hospital. That's the most important. Continue to take the medication. Hare Krishna,
Thank,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just continue the medication, and things will all come into place.
thank you very much, Prabhu. It helps a lot. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji, for sharing Sachirandan Maharaj.
Yeah. So if we are listening, we can chant. Like while we listen, we can chant.
If you are what, Mataji?
If we are listening katha or at the time we can chant, or we shouldn't have to chant.
Well, we should not chant when we are doing something, some other activity. At least because it's like somebody is speaking to you, and you're listening on the phone. So the person doesn't feel like speaking to you, right? Or you are trying to talk to somebody, and that person is not looking at you. It doesn't feel like you want to talk to him. In the same way, when we chant, Krishna is actually looking at us, but we are not actually focusing on him. Instead, we are trying to listen something else. It can even be Krishna Katha. It can even be a kirtan, but we should not chant when we are hearing something else. So I'll tell you some techniques. I have, like, there are a lot of techniques, but some days, your mind is really disturbed. For example, the best time to chant is in the early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta. But sometimes it did not happen. You were sick, or you had a late night work. You couldn't get up early, so your rounds are stuck. You couldn't do your rounds on time. So what do you do? um, so the simple is, sometimes what I do is I take a Krishna book, right? That Krishna art book, I don't know if you've seen that big book with Krishna's pictures. I just open it, and I keep a picture of Krishna in front of me, and I just looking at Krishna, I chant. Or there is a dham book, nice books are written about Vrindavan Dham with a lot of pictures of Govardhan and Vrindavan. I keep those books handy. Or there is a darshan book, in ISKCON there is a big darshan book is printed, which is all deities of all the temples around the world, right? Now, I'm not saying do this on a daily basis, but when your mind is really disturbed and you're not able to focus, rather than trying to find some other means, why not it be Krishna only, right? So just open the book, look at the deities, and chant, and try to listen to what you're chanting as much as you can. But there are days when you can't focus. As I said, the ICU disease is going up. So so just bear with it, stay on.
So even though when we sometimes, as you said, when you are chanting, you cannot chant, but when you listen, then you're focused more in listening, and then you can chant. It's not.
Yes,
that
Mataji. Yes, we should try to listen as much
No,
as
I'm
we
just
can.
saying so once sometimes you cannot focus, but when you listen and
Yes,
chant at the time, you focus more. It's
yes,
not.
yes.
But
Actually, I heard this answer recently from His Holiness Rompad Swami Maharaj. Same question was asked. I'm not able to focus when I'm chanting. He told, just try to listen what you're saying, and you will improve your chanting. He said, try to listen as much as you can, and it's doable. He told, yeah, he gave a very nice. I know I'm able to remember the whole answer. He said, when we die, there is one organ that is more powerful than all the organs in our body, which takes a lot of time to die. Even after we die, the organ is still active. It remains active for some time. What is that organ? Yeah, our ears. Our ears. So people, when they die, they can hear for some time. The body is clinically dead, soul is still there, and you can hear. So remember that your ears are more powerful than any other organ, right? So if you remember that, and you tell to yourself that my ears are more powerful, so even if my mind is distracting me, my dear ears, please invoke your energy so you can hear. So you can hear. I know you can hear because you're more powerful. So keep reminding yourself that actually, Shravanam, your ears are more powerful than anything else in your body. So you can actually hear if you want to hear. And if you start hearing what you're chanting, that's the best chanting.
Okay, thank you.
And Prabhuji and Mataji, don't mistake me that I am a perfect chanter. If you speak to my wife, she'll tell you all more about me. I also struggle. There are days, there are evenings, there are nights when things become more and more difficult. But yes, association of devotees is the key. Try to chant together as much as you can. Now that we don't have to physically meet, we can still do it on the Zoom. Why don't you schedule Zoom sessions of chanting, right? Which is what we are doing now in our small group that we have. Every Saturday morning, every Sunday morning, we all come together 5 o'clock in the morning. A Zoom session opens, and all of us, they are there in the screen, and we start chanting. And miraculously, 16 rounds get over as if they're nothing. We don't even feel that we have done 16 rounds. And then we also have a Bhagavatam class. One of us speaks. When we don't have a special speaker, one of us can just read what Prabhupada has given. So association helps a lot in chanting. Okay, so
since Prabhuji said his name, let me introduce Anuradha Mataji. Her guest Anuradha Mataji is wife of Lilananda Prabhuji, and she is a mother to all the satsang family in the High-Tech City area of Hyderabad. And she just not by calling her Mataji is a Mataji. She is really a mother to all of the satsang family, and because of her service also, like Mataji is equally intelligent like Prabhuji, and always becomes so humble and supports Prabhuji in his preaching activities. And maybe one day we let us request her also to give a session, and let's see. I have never seen that she did that, but I'll put my best efforts to do that. More questions, please. More questions, please.
Hare Krishna. Please, but I'm seeing some wonderful devotees who join the call. I can see Nikhil Prabhu, Hari Bol. I can see Lakshmikant Prabhu, Hari Bol. Very happy to Shivanvit Mataji. There are some of you. Gyan Mataji is there on the call. Oh, Giriraj Prabhu, my senior god brother is there on the call. I'm so happy.
Thank you. You are a deliverer of whole world.
No. I'm a useless fellow. You know that, Prabhuji. You locally know who. But it's so glorious, Prabhuji. Ravi Prabhu, I am very grateful that you have given me this. Actually, this session is a reminder for me. I think that I should improve my chanting. That's how I'm looking at it, and I'm very grateful to Sanatani Mataji. I think the devotees who take up the management role in maintaining the temple, running temples, centers, are very glorious, because it's a very difficult role to perform. Managing people, maintaining the humility, and all that is needed. So I'm very grateful to her. That without her permission, prior permission, I came in. I hope that Mataji allowed me to speak. But I'm so happy.
She gave us permission, Prabhuji. I took permission from her.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
and my
and
only
Prabhuji, if you also have some other schedule or something, please tell us. I'm just simply asking devotees to ask question, but if you have any other schedule or something also, please let us know.
No, I don't have a schedule, but my only humble request.
Don't leave him my request, devotees.
No, my only humble request is next time do a better job of selecting a speaker, because this time you did not. Because
let's take 1 second feedback from devotees, Prabhuji. How many of you want a lecture from Prabhuji one more time? ISKCON weekly lecture.
Prabhuji, may I say Dhriti?
Yes. Any other words?
I want to say something.
Dandavat Prabhu Mataji.
Danvat Pranam Prabhuji. See, this is the first time I have had an interaction with you. It's the first time I joined a lecture of yours. And it is, yes, through blessings of Ravi Prabhuji. And I don't know, I am like, okay, not very fortunate to join it through the beginning. I was having another class. But I'll say what I missed, I don't know if I can catch up on that or not. But the little much that I heard from you have gone deep inside me. I'm taking a lot from this class. I don't know, not everybody touches so soon in the first go, but yes, it has gone very deep that yes, we need to work on it. There's a way to go, but yes, we will catch up through your blessings. So you are a best speaker, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
No.
Please accept my obeisances. Hari Bol.
Thank you for the encouraging words, Mataji. I hope I follow what I preach. Thank you very much. So,
This
Prabhuji,
class every Thursday, Prabhuji? Hare
yes,
Krishna.
Mataji.
This is class every Thursday because I also joined first time.
No, not every Thursday. No, not every Thursday. This is a one-off lecture. I think Ravi Prabhu is trying to bring good Vaishnavas. He's trying to schedule different speakers who can inspire you all locally, and I think who can help the temple there, who can help the congregation there, whichever way they want. I think the topics also you can only select, and whoever can serve you in a better way. I think Prabhuji is trying to connect all of us. If I'm right, Prabhuji, please, you can.
Yes, Prabhuji. Mataji, we are just experimenting. This is just the second week now, third week actually. We had Margamana Prabhu, and second week we had the most senior Vaishnava Sannyasi Maharaj. His Holiness Subhag Maharaj has given us time, and he has said he will be giving us time one more time soon.
But where is the temple?
So the Vaishnava. So the time and the day is not so fixed, Mataji. We are experimenting with Wednesday and Thursday. So let us see how it goes for 1-2 weeks more, and then it is very good number. The devotees are showing joining. So let us see, Mataji. Some say Wednesday is the best. Some say Thursday is the best. And also on the local needs and also devotees suits them best. Either Wednesday or Thursday, Mataji, because senior Vaishnavas are busy in weekend. Saturday, Sunday, they have their own programs. So mostly Wednesday and Thursday. But if devotees so desire, we can also move it to some Saturday maybe. But Saturday we are going on Harinam for long in Oslo. As you desire, Mataji, you can just give me feedback and write what you want. So based on the majority, we go with the democracy, and whatever you want, that.
Sorry, Prabhuji, where is your temple? Where is the
Mataji.
temple based? Because I'm in London. I don't know where is the temple. Like, where are you from?
ISKCON Oslo, Mataji. It is the capital city of Norway.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
Very well. Please come again. We will be eager to serve you.
Okay.
It will be devotees all around the world. I have invited various Maharajas like Kadamba Kanana Swami and Mahatma Maharaj and Ojasvi Prabhu, Madhava Prabhu, Jahnavi Harisan Mataji, Achyuta Gopi Mataji. So whoever shows us mercy will speak, Mataji. But Lilananda Prabhu will definitely request him to come and give us a lecture one more time whenever time permits.
Prabhuji, hearing all those names that you just told, it just makes me so embarrassed, and I'm feeling I'm feeling that I'm in the wrong place because they are all great souls. When they are coming, I don't think you have to hear from anybody like me. I'm not a realized person, but thank you for giving this opportunity. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
We need help, Prabhuji. Whoever helps, we will take help from.
Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Who is this?
Yes, Prabhuji. Nikhil Agarwal, Prabhuji.
Nikhil Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, amazing class. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ravi Prabhu, for all this. So, as Ravi Prabhu was taking so many names, so I just want to, add up, Prabhuji, that, it is very difficult for us to, rise up to that level. But you are really helpful in, making us at least, make that intent and effort to, listen to such higher, speakers. So thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. So knowing you from last, around 5 years now. So, you are still the same in terms of your charismatic presentation of the of the really nice content, Prabhuji. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much to all the Vaishnavas.
I don't want to hear a thank you. I want you to relocate to Hyderabad.
I also so much
I
want to,
miss you.
Prabhuji. Let's see.
I
Let's
miss
see
you a lot.
when.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhobhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav vrinda ki jai. AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON founder Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari bol. Hare Krishna. ISKCON Oslo ki jai. Sanatan Mataji ki jai. Ravi Prabhu ki jai. All assembled devotees ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari bol.
Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice class. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you.
Prabhuji.